Hello and welcome to the Cavern of Terror.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Cavern of Terror. I got another Blu-ray update for you guys. This time though, I have something new. I haven't done this on my channel in a long time. I actually have some books I want to show you as well. But first, let's talk about these Blu-rays. The first one I have for you guys is something that I know is going to make my boy Lee from Drum Dums really happy. Halloween H2O. Halloween H2O is Halloween 20 years later. It's the first anniversary film in the series. It's also the first installment to bring back Jamie Lee Curtis after Halloween 2. On top of that, it's directed by one of my favorite Friday the 13th directors, Steve Miner. I have to tell you that H2O actually ranks pretty high up there in the original series for me. This one right here might actually be my favorite Halloween film. Next up, we have the first in 3 American remakes of Asian horror. The Eye, starring Jessica Alba. I saw The Eye shortly after it came out in 2008, and I remember enjoying it. It was a solid movie. It wasn't the best horror film I had seen. It's probably not the best film from 2008, which I don't even remember. If you can remember most of the horror films that came out in 2008, let me know down in the comments below. But I've never seen the original version of The Eye either, and I'd like to see it. And there's actually a reason why I picked this up and the other ones, and hopefully I'll be able to tell you about that soon. But The Eye, I can say I recommend it because Jessica Alba's actually pretty good in it. And not saying that she's not good, she's a very capable actress. But there's a lot of hit and misses with American remakes of Asian horror. The American remake of Pulse, starring Kristen Bell and Ian Somerhalder. This is another movie that I saw back in the day, and I remember it being okay. I haven't seen the original, and I really want to watch these again. This just makes me really want to tell you this news, but it's a good film. I remember it being kind of creepy, and I think I actually saw this in theaters. I can't be sure about that, but I'm pretty sure I think I did. But the one thing that I really want to tell you about this is that it's co-written by Wes Craven. I had no idea that he co-wrote this film. And the fact that he co-wrote it really makes me want to revisit Pulse. The third and final pickup in my American remakes of Asian horror is Mirror, starring Kiefer Sutherland, directed by Alexandra Aja. I'm a huge fan of Kiefer Sutherland. I think he's a fantastic actor, going all the way back to Lost Boys, where he's just creepy. I'm also a huge fan of Alexandra Aja's work. I mean, he directed High Tension, Piranha 3D, The Hills Have Eyes, remake. He's directed a bunch of good horror films, and I remember Mirrors being no exception. It's a pretty good film, and I can't wait to talk about it again in more detail. It's creepy. It's really creepy. Last but not least, in the Blu-ray section of this video, I have for you guys White Noise, starring Michael Keaton. This one came out in a weird time for Michael Keaton. I mean, he had been under the radar for a while. This was way before his comeback in Birdman. Actually, I think another movie that came out around the same time as this was Herbie Fully Loaded with Lindsay Lohan and Justin Long. Yeah, it's pretty strange, but White Noise is a very disturbing film. It can be very creepy, and Michael Keaton does a very fantastic job in this. He's very broken character. If you know anything about the story, it's about a guy that loses his wife, and then that accident opens up a shift in the paranormal, and he starts hearing things. It's disturbing. Okay, so on to the new portion. Let's talk about some books. With the movie It coming out next month, I found myself very separated from Stephen King. I never really read any of his books before, so I went to Books A Million one day and picked up a couple. And guys, I haven't been able to put them down. The first one I have is Salem's Lot. Everybody knows what this book is about in movie book. Bleh. Everybody knows what this book is about at this point. Vampires. And this is only his second book, and it's probably one of the best books I've ever read. It's very good. He's very good with detail and getting you sucked into the story. The characters seem really real. And even though it's dated, you can still put yourself in this situation, because most of his books are set in the 70s because that's when they were written. So you kind of have to deal with that, but I found it very easy to get past that. Another Stephen King book that I picked up was actually a recommendation by one of my very, very good friends and my co-host on Metal Claw Podcast, Tim from Review Later. He told me to go pick up Night Shift. Night Shift is a collection of short stories, and one of my favorite Stephen King movies is actually in this book, Graveyard Shift, starring Brad Dourif. Stephen Dorff. But I remember that movie being really creepy, and I liked the tone of it. So if the story is anything like the movie, which I've heard that the movie is different than the story, I'm definitely gonna like it. There's like 10 or 15 short stories in here, I believe, and I can't wait to get to them. Stephen King is slowly becoming one of my favorite authors, period, and I can't wait to read more of his books. The last book I have for you is part of the Dresden Files, Grave Peril, written by Jim Butcher. This is actually the third book in the series, but I kind of see them as standalone novels, even though they do have connections to the previous books. I believe the first one is Full Moon, and I need to get that one. Stormfront, I believe, is the second one. But Grave Peril started out really, really well. Very, I don't know how to say it. Very, it's good. He's very detail-oriented as well, and I mean, that's my style when I write stuff. So that's what I'm into. And I was sad to see that there was a television series that didn't make it. It was on Sci-Fi, the Dresden Files, which was produced by Nicolas Cage. That's awesome, because you know Cage would be behind something like that. But I can't wait to read further into the series and read, you know, more books by Jim Butcher. I know that he actually did a Spider-Man series. I think he actually did do a comic series, which I'm really excited to check out. So there are 3 books that I picked up over the past couple weeks, and if you guys want to see more book content on this channel, horror related books, let me know down in the comments down below. There is one more thing that I picked up that I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, but I really want to show it to you because this thing is awesome. I picked up the Game of Thrones Dark Horse Deluxe Jorah Mormont figure. I told you guys I was going to get him. He's kind of hard to see in the box, but his detail, especially on his armor, is really, really good. You can probably see it on the back there. And if I do decide to do a video for it, I will show you. But I'm going to post pictures of this guy on my Instagram. These figures are really, really reasonably priced. Like I said before, around $20 a figure. I'd say that the male figures look a little bit better than the female figures. Other than Marjorie Tyrell and Sansa Stark, they look very good. But some of the other ones are a little, I'd say go for the male figures if you're going to get these. So there you have it, guys. We got movies, books, a Dark Horse figure. I don't think I said this before. If I have, I apologize. I really like doing these smaller pickup videos. It gives me a chance to talk about the movies that I pick up a little bit more in depth without giving you a full review. If you want to keep seeing these smaller, more detailed pickup videos, let me know down in the comments down below. If you want to see what I'm picking up horror book related in more of my Game of Thrones figures, let me know that as well. If you guys liked my Joyride and Joyride 2 videos, don't worry, I'm getting ready to watch Joyride 3 probably after I finish this video, so I can finally get the Joyride franchise completed so I can jump into Scream. I can't give you guys a set date on that video, but I will tell you it's going to be soon. If you like this video, give it a like, give it a share. If you're new to my channel and you like my content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell button, that way you get notified every time I put out a new video. But most importantly, I'm Zach. This has been the Cavern of Terror. Stay metal, my friends.